Hello friends! Today we are diving into Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. What is your reason for waking up in the morning? Not because you have to pay bills, not because an alarm screams at you, but a real, deep reason that makes your feet hit the floor with a sense of anticipation. For many of us, that question is met with silence or anxiety, but on a small island in Japan, that question has a simple, powerful answer for people who live past 100, an answer that has given them some of the longest, healthiest, and happiest lives on Earth. Today, we're going on a journey to that island. We're not just learning a philosophy, we're learning a practical blueprint for a life of purpose, joy, and remarkable longevity. And this is the story of Ikigai. Chapter 1, that is the village of longevity. Our story begins in a place called Ogimi on the northern tip of Okinawa, Japan. Researchers call it a blue zone, a geographic area where people live much longer than average. The authors of Ikigai, Héctor García and Francesc Miralles, traveled here. They sat with the eldest members of this community, farmers, fishermen, teachers, and great-grandparents, all in their 90s and 100s, and they asked them one thing: what is your Ikigai? The answers were not about grand achievements, wealth, or fame. 102-year-old fisherman said his Ikigai was to go out on his boat 3 times a week and bring fish to his family and community. A 100-year-old grandmother said her Ikigai was to hold her great-great-granddaughter in her arms every single day. A 97-year-old karate master said his was to teach his ancient art, to pass on the wisdom of movement. Their purposes were simple, concrete, and woven into the fabric of their daily lives. They didn't have a job to retire from. They had a role, a reason to belong. This is our first and perhaps most important lesson from Okinawa. Your purpose doesn't have to be world-changing. It just has to be yours. It has to connect you to the people and the world around you. But what exactly is this concept? Chapter 2, that is the 4 questions of Ikigai. The word Ikigai, pronounced Ikigai, is made of 2 Japanese words, Iki, life, and Gai, value or worth, your reason for being. But it's not a vague spiritual idea. The clearest way to understand it is through a simple Venn diagram of 4 intersecting circles. Circle 1, what you love, your passions, the activities that make you lose track of time, that fill you with joy just thinking about them. This could be painting, cooking, solving puzzles, being in nature, or listening to music. Circle 2, what you are good at, your talents and skills. What do people naturally come to you for help with? Maybe you're a great listener, a clear teacher, a meticulous organizer, or a patient builder. Circle 3, what the world needs, your sense of service. What problems do you see that need solving? What kind of change do you wish to create? This could be in your family, your neighborhood, your industry, or the planet. Circle 4, what you can be paid for, your profession, your value in the marketplace. Where these 4 circles overlap, where your passion, your talent, the needs of the world, and what you can be compensated for all meet, that is your Ikigai. It's the sweet spot. Now let's make this real. Let's talk about an American woman named Sarah. Sarah was a corporate lawyer. She was good at it, and she was certainly paid for it. But she didn't love it, and she didn't feel it was what the world needed most from her. She was successful, but deeply unfulfilled. She was living in only 2 of the 4 circles. On weekends, she volunteered at an animal shelter. There, she was in her element. She loved the animals. She discovered she was incredibly good at calming fearful pets and training them. She knew the world needed people to help these creatures, but she wasn't paid for it. Her Ikigai was in that volunteer work, but it was incomplete. So what did she do? She didn't quit her job overnight. That's a myth. Instead, she started small. She began a social media page sharing training tips, which grew. She took a course in animal behavior. Slowly, over 2 years, she transitioned from law to starting her own small, specialized dog training business for rescue animals. She moved into the center, into her Ikigai. The key is this. Ikigai is often found in the intersection of what you already do and who you already are. You just have to look for the overlap. Chapter 3. That is the 10 rules of Ikigai. The people of Okinawa don't just have a philosophy, they live by practical daily habits. The book outlines 10 rules. Think of these not as strict laws, but as gentle currents that carry you toward a meaningful life. Rule 1. Stay active, don't retire. In Ogimi, there is no word for retirement. The concept doesn't exist. Work is not seen as a curse to escape, but as a natural, lifelong part of contributing. A 90-year-old tends her garden not because she has to, but because that garden is her. It's her contribution. When you stop moving with purpose, your mind and body decline with shocking speed. The lesson: redefine work as active contribution. Never stop doing things that add value, whether you're paid or not. Rule 2, take it slow. Hurry is the enemy of meaning. Okinawan culture embraces Ichigo Ichie, pronounced Ichigo Ichie, which means this moment exists only once. It's the art of treating every encounter with a person, a meal, a sunset, as a sacred, one-time event. You can't do that while rushing. The lesson: practice single tasking. When you eat, just eat. When you listen, just listen. Rushing creates stress. Presence creates peace. Rule 3, don't fill your stomach. They follow the 80% rule. Hara hachi bu. Stop eating when you feel 80% full. It's not a diet. It's a respectful conversation with your body. It prevents the energy crash of overeating and is linked directly to longevity. The lesson: for one meal today, eat slowly and stop just before you feel completely full. See how your energy changes. Rule 4, surround yourself with good friends. Okinawans have lifelong social networks called moai, pronounced moai. These are small groups of friends who meet regularly, share stories, support each other financially and emotionally, and hold each other accountable. In the US, we have an epidemic of loneliness. A moai is the antidote. The lesson: invest deeply in a few key friendships. Schedule regular, device-free time with them. This is not a social luxury. It is a biological necessity for a long life. Rule 5. Get in shape for your next birthday. Notice the gentle phrasing. It's not get ripped. It's about sustainable, joyful movement. They practice radio taiso, simple group calisthenics done to the radio every morning. They walk, garden, and stretch. The lesson: find movement you enjoy and can do daily. A 30-minute walk is one of the most powerful longevity drugs on the planet. Rule 6. Smile. The elders of Ojimi have faces etched with laugh lines. They greet strangers. They find humor. The simple act of smiling, even if you don't initially feel like it, sends a powerful signal to your brain that all is well, reducing stress hormones. The lesson: make a conscious effort to smile more today. At a coworker, at a stranger in line, at yourself in the mirror. It's a feedback loop for joy. Rule 7. Reconnect with nature. We are not meant to live in concrete boxes under artificial light. Okinawans live in lush, green landscapes. They practice Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing. Simply being in nature without distraction lowers blood pressure, boosts immunity, and calms the mind. The lesson: get outside every day, even for 10 minutes. Sit under a tree, feel the sun. It's a direct recharge. Rule 8. Give thanks. Gratitude is a daily ritual. Thanking ancestors, a common practice. Thanking the earth for food, thanking each other. This trains your brain to scan for the good, creating a baseline of contentment. The lesson: keep a simple gratitude journal. Each night, write down one specific, small thing you were grateful for that day. Specificity is key. Rule 9. Live in the moment. This is the practice of flow, a state of complete absorption in an activity where time disappears. The carpenter, lost in his craft, the writer in her story, the gardener with her plants. When you are in flow, you cannot be anxious about the past or future. The lesson: identify one activity that gives you flow and protect time for it this week. No phones, no multitasking, just you and the task. Rule 10. Follow your Ikigai. This is the culmination. You have discovered your sense of purpose. Now you must have the courage to follow it step by step, day by day. The other 9 rules create the foundation: a healthy body, a calm mind, a supportive community that makes following your Ikigai possible. These rules are not a to-do list to be completed. They are a way of life to be embraced, slowly, gently. Chapter 4. That is the bridge to flow. One of the most profound ideas in the book is the direct link between Ikigai and a state psychologists call flow. When you are operating in your Ikigai, doing something you love, are good at, that serves a need, you naturally enter flow more often. The teacher seeing a student's eyes light up, the programmer solving an elegant line of code, the baker pulling a perfect loaf from the oven. In flow, you are using your skills to meet a meaningful challenge. There is no room for boredom or anxiety. This state is not just productive, it is deeply, intrinsically rewarding. It is the essence of happiness in action. The Okinawan centenarians are masters of micro-flow states. Their entire day is punctuated with small, absorbing tasks: arranging flowers, preparing tea, weaving a basket. They have turned daily life into an art form. So ask yourself, where in your day can you create a small pocket of flow? It might be the 5 minutes you spend making your coffee with perfect attention. It might be the report you write without checking your email. Protect these moments. They are the heartbeat of a happy life. Chapter 5. That's your map to purpose. A practical guide. Now let's get practical. How do you actually find your Ikigai? Let's create a map. Step 1. The 4 lists. Get a journal. Don't overthink. Just write. 1. What I love. List activities, topics, and environments that bring you joy. For example, storytelling, hiking in forests, hosting dinners, learning about astronomy. 2. What I am good at. List skills, both professional and personal. What do people praise you for? For example, organizing chaos, calming people down, fixing things, explaining complex ideas. 3. What the world needs. Look around. What injustices bother you? What gifts do you think are missing? For example, more empathy, better local community, cleaner parks, more accessible education. 4. What I can be paid for. List your marketable skills, past jobs, services you could offer. Step 2. Look for patterns and overlaps. Lay these lists side by side. Draw lines between them. Do you love and are you good at gardening? That's a strong starting point. Does the world need more local, sustainable food? That's a potential mission. Can you be paid for landscape consulting, selling plants, or teaching gardening classes? That's the final piece. Your Ikigai might be creating beautiful, sustainable gardens that nourish my community and teach others to do the same. Step 3. Start microscopically small. You do not need to quit your job. The first step is always tiny. If your overlap involves writing, start a blog with 1 post. If it involves helping people, volunteer for 1 hour this month. If it involves making, create 1 small thing and give it away. Action is the magnet for clarity. You will discover your true Ikigai by doing, not just by thinking. Chapter 6. That is, the gentle warnings. As you begin this search, beware of 2 common traps. Trap 1. The myth of the single grand destiny. You are a multifaceted human. You can have an Ikigai for your role as a parent, another for your creative work, another for your community service. They can coexist and feed each other. This takes the immense pressure off finding the one true thing. Trap 2. Confusing passion with profession. Your Ikigai does not have to be your full-time job to be real and valid. For many, their job provides stability, covering good at and paid for, while their volunteer work or family role provides the deep purpose, covering love and world needs. This hybrid model is not a failure. It is often a wise and balanced life. The goal is integration, not a total upheaval. Chapter 7, that is the ultimate secret. It's about resilience. Finally, we come to the deepest truth. Ikigai is not just about happiness, it's about resilience. The centenarians of Okinawa have lived through wars, loss, and hardship. Yet they exhibit a profound, unshakable serenity. Why? Because when your life is built on a stable sense of purpose, supported by community, and grounded in daily rituals of health and gratitude, you have an anchor. The storms of life, the job loss, the heartbreak, the fear, cannot sweep you completely away. You have a reason to get back up. You have a garden to tend, a friend to meet, a song to sing for your great-granddaughter. Your Ikigai is your anchor in the storm. It is the quiet, steady light that guides you through the darkest nights. So we return to the question we started with. What is your reason for waking up? The answer won't come in a lightning bolt. It will whisper to you in the things that make you feel alive, in the problems you can't help but try to solve, in the skills that feel like play. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is not to find a perfect life, but to build a meaningful one small, intentional step at a time. Start today. Pick one of the 10 rules. Practice it this week. Look at one of the 4 circles. Write a few words in that list. This is not a race. The people of Okinawa have been practicing this for centuries. They understand the power of patience, of slow growth, of tiny actions compounded over a lifetime. Your 100-year-old self is watching you right now, hoping you'll begin. If this journey resonated with you, if you felt a spark of possibility, then I have a simple request. First, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. By joining this community, you're not just watching videos, you're choosing to surround yourself with ideas that help you build a life of purpose and peace. We explore one profound book, one life-changing idea at a time together. Second, in the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. Share one small insight you're taking away. What's one thing you will do differently this week? Your comment might be the spark of inspiration someone else needs. And finally, if you know one person who is searching for more meaning, who feels a little lost or burned out, please share this video with them. It might be the most meaningful gift you give them today. Thank you for your time and for your courage to seek a better way to live. Until next time, remember, your reason for being is waiting to be discovered. Go find it.